Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Valpo Basketball Weekly, presented by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined by the head coach of the Valpo men's basketball program, Roger Powell Jr. It's an exciting week as we get ready for Arch Madness. The State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Tournament tips off on Thursday night. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Coach wanted to start with senior night this past week on Wednesday night and the chance to honor and celebrate two seniors that both have very different stories to get to senior night, but very unique and special stories in Tyler Schmidt and Darius Diavero. How special was it to recognize them on Wednesday?
Oh, it was great. Obviously, I got to share, got a little emotional, obviously, just, loving these guys and seeing them come in and seeing them grow and having Darius for 2 years and, Tyler being able to do it in front of his hometown for his last year. I mean, it was so cool. And I'm just so proud of them. Thankful to have those guys part of our program and be able to pour into them and send them out into the real world. But knowing, we got more basketball left to play and hopefully they can have some more moments where we can have some big wins and they can just fully take advantage and enjoy their experience as a Valpo Beacon.
Schwieger has had a lot of big games, but none bigger than the one on Sunday against UIC. He was the first player in the nation since 2011 with in a regulation game with a 33 point, 18 rebound, 5 assist game. Just what stood out to you about Sunday's game from Cooper?
Whenever your name is mentioned with Larry Bird and Oscar Robinson, that's pretty special with guys that have had those performances in our league. But he just continues to grow. He continues to do what I told him he would do and flourish and improve and it's really cool, man. In the game, I told him I'm not taking you out. I said you're gonna have to play through it, and I said I know you're tired, but you're gonna stay on the court. So you got to make the most of it and help us get this win. And that's what he did. And he said, "I got you, coach." He said, "Thank you," and he went out and just dominated the second half. So really proud of him. Really excited to see everything, the vision that we had, and seeing it come to fruition. But now, we got a tall task. We got a tall task coming, and I know he's motivated to try to, beat this team that we're going to play twice.
Yeah, let's talk about that. It's a unique situation playing the same team the last game of the regular season, turning around and playing them in the most important game of the year so far of the season, with the chance to continue in the conference tournament on the line on Thursday night. What's that like? What do you need to do differently this time against UIC?
Well, for us, it's motivation. We've had two close games with them, and obviously we let them get a 17-point lead, fought back, cut to one, and we had a shot um, late in the game where we could have tied it up, and they made defensive play. So our guys are motivated. Obviously, going into the tournament with an edge is important. I think we have it. So we're going to play with an edge. We got to rebound the ball. We're going to play physical. We're going to get stops and not let them get a big lead and keep it close and hopefully learn to finish it. And that's kind of our mindset is we're going to go with an edge, with chip on our shoulder, and get them back. I mean, that's great motivation for a coach, a player of any team. Have a chance to play them again where it matters so much.
And as we talked about, the calendar's flipped to March. It's a special time of year in college basketball. You've had a lot of special moments as a player and assistant coach in the month of March over the years. What's your message to these young guys on your team? How do you impart some of that March wisdom onto maybe the freshmen and sophomores in your program?
Win or go home. That's it. You win, you keep playing. You don't come and you don't compete, you don't give it all, or you know, you lose, you're done. And that's something that I think every kid, dreams of playing in some big tournament, dreams of playing in postseasons, and here we are with the opportunity to play in a postseason, and the record 0-0 now. So we want to stay a while, and that's our mindset. But it's the little things that matter. I mean, are you going to give an extra effort to get the loose ball? Are you going to really hit and box out and be physical so we can get rebounds? Are you going to, shoot the shots that, when you're open, are you going to shoot with confidence? Are you going to execute defensively? Are you going to lock into the scout report? I mean, all those things matter, but now they're elevated.
I know you're locked into the individual game on Thursday, but let's take just a minute to talk big picture. How would you assess where your program's at right now compared to where it was at a year ago at this time?
I think it's, this is not an overnight rebuild. And, I would like for it to be. I would love to first year come in and win a championship and win 20 games. But, there's a lot of things that we had to kind of build up, and last year was a rough season. We won 7 games, and this year, in my mindset, it was rough because like I want to win and go to the tournament and win 20. But when you take a step back and you look at some of our victories, the Belmont win, we have never beat them in this conference, scored 101 against them. We doubled our conference win totals this season, and we're 1 game away from doubling our win totals for the whole year. If we can get to 14, I think all the games that we've competed in, the teams that we played against in this conference. I mean, last year we weren't really competing like we did this year, and so it's definitely, I think, a huge step forward in the right direction. Obviously having some of the young players that we have, Cooper Schwieger, who I think should be on an all-league team, freshman of the year last year. Now we've added All Right, who I think should be freshman of the year. It'd be a travesty if he wasn't. Just having those dynamic players, all breaking the freshman scoring record, and it's crazy just looking at that list. You got All Right on that list, the top 5 guys. You got Cooper Schwieger on that list. You got Alec Peters. I mean, these are 3 guys that I personally spent time with, poured into, recruited. So it just shows me that we're in the right direction, and we just got to keep it moving in that way. And I think it will. I think we have some special young men in this program. I think we got even just like guys like Jeff. It's been an awesome addition to this team. Isaiah Stafford, who didn't play 1 game for us this season. I just think things are moving in that direction of us being a championship contender. So we have to continue to compete, continue to build, continue to keep these young guys' minds right. And to be honest, just from what Cooper and all tell me, they want to win a championship here. So, I think when you hear that type of motivation, I think the program's in a good place.
Here he is, the head coach of the Valpo men's basketball program, Roger Powell Jr. His team tips it up at Arch Madness at 8:30 p.m. on Thursday night. We hope you'll come out to St. Louis in the Enterprise Center. Otherwise, you can catch the game on the MVC TV network and ESPN Plus. Talk to you again next time on Valpo Basketball Weekly, presented by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.